What's going on? Like the train in the UK, the race reports videos has been delayed, but you won't get any compensation. Today we are in Stourport. It is the third race of the 2023 season. The event is quite problematic, as the track was double booked. The short race was rescheduled quickly before the expected time, but I missed it as I could not possibly be there, especially as my train for Birmingham was cancelled. So I ended up cycling to the event. After the short race, there was a 500-meter time trial. That is what you're watching now. The course has a slight downhill, leading to a sharp corner, followed by a slight uphill. I think I went off track there at least once in the past few years. John Lucian here on his Pelzo Brevet is having a good run. It is a sunny day, so it should be less treacherous. Dan Bergonzi here on his Raptoback Low Racer could be quite competitive, as it is a very short race. It also depends on how much risk he is willing to take at the hairpin. Barney Townsend here is riding a rat racer. What I don't like with that bike is that it is challenging to start, but it is really fast once you get going. It looks like he's slower than Dan Bergonzi. The trouble here is that it is hard to pick up speed, as the hairpin is followed by a slight uphill. The bike handling and acceleration may be more important than its aerodynamic properties in that race. Tim McDonald here in the Milan SL Velomobile is not doing that well. The hairpin is too sharp for a Velomobile. Here is Joran Farver on his M5 Low Racer. He is currently leading the unfaired and partially faired classification, as he performed well in the previous races. He comprehensively beat me in the previous event in Bath. He is usually not the best at this kind of time trials, but as I missed the first race of the day, he still has the advantage. Here is Andy Foray on his King cycle. He normally has a full fairing on his bike to go faster, but it would probably not be very useful here. It would add more weight to the bike and also make the bike handling more tricky in the hairpin. His setup is a good choice, as he will end up ahead of me in that race. Now, here is Andrew Sidwell on his rat racer. He is not a favorite for that kind of short time trial, but he is able to get nice trajectories in turns, and the rat racer is arguably one of the fastest partially faired bikes on flat courses. I have to stop filming so I can actually ride in the event. Having a pretty poor start, as I'm taking edges to get clipped in. I don't have the time to accelerate to full speeds, as I am already reaching the hairpin. Now it is the final straight, going uphill. The cycle computer is slow to register the gradient. I'm ending up in 9th position, which is not that good for the overall championship. The last competitor is Kim Wall, who somehow swapped her usual Optima Baron bike with a hand cycle. she probably need more training to be competitive in the on-cycles category. Now is the second and last time trial, going in the other direction. Jeff Booker here will take the third place. It is fairly unusual, maybe that short course exhibits the rider's qualities more than usual. In other races, he has no chance on the tricycles against velomobiles, low racers and high racers. Dan Bergonzi here on his Raptor back will end up in 4th place. Barney Hall is also riding a Raptor bike low racer, but he has lost the Raptor bike battle as Dan Bergonzi was faster. Andy Foray on his King cycle is going strong as he will take the 2nd place. Shafe Harding on his on-cycle will be the fastest on-cycle of the day, as he is way faster than Kim Wall. Johan Farwer on his M5 low racer will somehow only be at the 7th place. Behind a few riders he usually dominates. As he was second in the race I missed earlier in the day, he should still be ahead in the championship classification. This is Nigel Slee on his Challenge Jester low racer equipped with a big front wheel. The big front wheel makes his position more aerodynamic. It also improves the rolling resistance. However, the big front wheel is less aerodynamic than a small front wheel. I remember riders like Miguel Indurain riding with a smaller front wheel for aerodynamic reasons in the 90s. Martin Kingsell on his Windshield sprint trike is next. Now it is my turn. I'm having a reasonably good start, as I have no issue clipping into the pedals like in the previous race. Yet again, it is hard to get up to speed, as I'm already approaching the hairpin. The hairpin is downhill, as it is probably the lowest part of the track. I am powering up in the slight uphill. Somehow that's enough to get the 1st place. That's all for today. Stay tuned for the next video that will take place in New York. Another late video